Man, it's been 5 years. Or at the very least, that's what it feels like. So, hello everyone, welcome back to this long postponed Let's Play. And I know this isn't the first time I've done this, it's just that I've been busy recently, but we're back on track now. For how long? Well, we'll hopefully wait and see. I'd like to get this game finished so we can move on to other stuff. So, for those wondering, where have I been all this time? Well, for those not following me on other platforms for some reason. Well, here's the thing. During December, I was in Cuba. My whole family went out there to see my sister and my nephew, so December time I was out of the country. I couldn't upload anything, and that's why I didn't upload anything on the main channel as well. So that's where I was during December, and when I got back, obviously, I got back the 29th of... Yeah, I got back on the 29th. Oh, wait, was it the 29th? Yeah, I got back on the 29th, and then when I came back, I got straight to work on Mock the Emblem, and again, when I get to the editing stage of a project, that's when I put everything else to the side, like I don't even live stream as often. So I did that, and then once that was finished, I got back to live streaming, and now that everything's sorted, all the main stuff is back to normal, now I can focus back on the Let's Plays, or at least do them in my spare time. So, that's why it's been so long. Because holiday, and then getting back into work after that, and just trying to do everything. So yeah, but at this point in time, it's also really good that I upload now, because I've just reached the time skip for the Blue Lions in my live stream, so now we're doing time skip in the, Let's Play. So, yeah, makes sense. So basically, yeah. Now that, so basically, Byleth fell down a cliff. We didn't see it in this cutscene because for some reason, Crimson Flower doesn't like cutscenes. No, I don't like cutscenes. So yeah, I fell down a cliff, I got knocked unconscious, and I slipped. Yeah. So now we, the war's kind of stagnated, and we need Byleth to help push it in the right direction, stuff like that. The world's gone to shit, everyone's at each other's throats, and yeah, I've been sleeping for 5 years, or more accurately, I've been in Smash for 5 years. Yeah, yesterday, at the time of this recording, Byleth got announced for Smash, and, as someone who wasn't really on board, as in, I wasn't particularly, I didn't want Byleth to be in Smash in the sense that it wasn't a character I would actively pick. I'm not like, oh, Byleth's in Smash, don't put her in Smash, or don't have Byleth in Smash. I'm just like, I wouldn't personally pick Byleth, because I feel we've got enough FE reps, and when it comes to Smash, I just rather have more third-party characters, because, just more serious representation. But at the same time, when I saw the trailer, I swear to God. Sorry to go off topic, but fucking hell, Sophis, man. She is both a boss and a spoiled child at the same time, but it works so well that she's not unlikable. She's just so fucking funny. I absolutely love it. It's hilarious. Just Sophis. Oh, are you fucking serious right now? You've been in Smash this entire time, and you kind of remember when you come back, you've been asleep for 5 years. What is your problem? I slipped. Don't give me that excuse. But going back to Smash, one thing, when I saw the trailer, because of the moveset and the breakdown, the different weapons Byleth wields, and just the design behind Byleth, I think this is the best they could have done with the character in regards to Smash, because I really like how, yes, obviously, Byleth uses the sword, but Byleth uses it more as a whip. And even then, the sword has, quite long reach, so it's more of a keep-away tool, it's a spacing tool. Rather than just Marth, Roy, Lucina, Ike, where it's shorter and they use it to be really quick and really aggressive. I like how a lot of Byleth's attacks are very powerful, but they're stuff you've really got to commit to. So Byleth has coverage, Byleth has a lot of coverage and a lot of Edelgard game, but she is a high punish character on both ends. Again, if you get caught by Byleth, she will destroy you, because again, Byleth can KO at low percentages and deal a lot of damage. And also Edelgard very well, and stuff like that. But at the same time, because you've got to commit to Byleth's attacks, if you get countered, if you get dodged, you leave yourself very open. And I think that's a really, really cool idea, where with Byleth, you've really got to commit to these attacks and really, really, really know how to use the character effectively. It's like, I tried to stop you with a stern facial expression. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that happens. And this guy looks like he hasn't got much sleep. So yeah, I think Byleth looks cool. I'm not hyped, but at the very least I am somewhat excited. And considering I didn't even really care for Byleth in Smash to begin with, I think that's props to the game, so, you know.
5 years ago to the day.
Yeah, again, no cutscene in this bit either, because Dimitri gets one, Silver Snow gets one, but Edelgard doesn't. Is that part of her new regime? No cutscenes! I am head of the Adrestian Empire. I say no to cutscenes!
It can't be.
Nani?
Professor?
Oh, this bit I really love, because again, I've especially seen this. I especially see this a lot now that seeing Blue Lions. How much,
what have you been doing all this time?
Specifically for Edelgard and Dimitri, how much Byleth means to them. Because obviously Dimitri's able to be who he is around him, but also recover, and Edelgard's just allowed to relax around Byleth, be less stern, be more, just be more open and vulnerable around him, but in a good way. And obviously here in Black Eagles you really see that, because obviously she's just in general, Byleth is a bit cold and standoffish. Sorry, not Byleth. Edelgard is cold and standoffish. That's just how she is. That's the character she is. That's permanent. But to see her act like this, it really does mean a lot, especially, you know, stuff like that. So when you see the kindness break through the tough exterior, it does mean a lot. And you know, for someone like Edelgard, it really is a touching moment, and the Black Eagles pathway is really interesting for her. Obviously, I can already tell that Dimitri's story arc is definitely more fleshed out and more in depth, because he goes through a massive change, whereas Edelgard doesn't really. It's more just her achieving her goal, whereas Dimitri's more of a character study. Well, Blue Lines is more of a character study. So, but at the same time, just seeing these hints of Edelgard, like even now where she's the Empress and she's got to be harsher, colder, and so on, you being here means so much to her.
Are you prepared to stare?
I mean, at the end of the day, she's not gonna, you know, she's not gonna just buckle and start swooning and all that jazz. But obviously, seeing her smile, seeing her hug him, or her just being Edelgard, allowing to be, well, human around him, it does mean a lot. And I really, again, that's why I can really get behind a lot of Byleth ships behind these characters, because Byleth does mean a lot. Byleth may not influence the story that much on like a narrative level, but Byleth is very tied to characters on a personal level, and because the game Fire Emblem is, that works really damn well. You know, Fire Emblem is a character-driven game. It always has been. And again, I mean, not to bash Fates or anything, but again, that would have been really strong for Korra, in how instead of being the one in charge, he just really influences people, like their emotions and how he connects to them, especially when it's, you know, you've got a story like Fates where, you know, the family means a lot, so him being there, maybe it could change them, maybe they could, you know, start to act differently because it means so much for him to be back. And you could see them change over time if they need to change, and just so on. Like, you know, maybe Korra being back, even though Takami's standoffish at first, being back over time, it really does mean a lot to Takami, and he, because of you're able to have him soften up to everyone. And maybe going back to, you know, going back to Nor with Xander, having the whole family so close together, maybe Xander can start to see, you know, and seeing you being so mistreated, maybe Xander can start to see Garen as being, you know, the error of his ways. Granted, Xander should have caught on ages ago, but you know what I mean. It would have been really great where these characters really influence the rest of the team on an emotional level, you know, rather than a narrative one. But that's just how I feel. Yeah, and obviously the Black Eagle still remains the strike force, which again is really interesting, because even in the Blue Lions pathway, not all the Black Eagles joined Edelgard instantly. So the fact that, you know, thanks to you, everyone stuck together, you know. And all I've got to say is, Fire Emblem Three Houses, holy shit, I love these time skip designs. They are so good. Aside from Edelgard looking very Minerva-like, she looks cool. Like, Caspar just looks cooler with his hair, you know, he looks a bit more edgy in a good way. Petra's design's amazing. I love how it embraces her culture, but it still has that regalness to it. Ferdinand looks like fucking Alucard, and I love it so much. Bernadetta looks like, she looks so much more confident. You know, the purple comes out really nice, and she just looks like a nice young lady. Dorothea looks like a real songstress. You know, she looks like such an elegant woman. And even Linhardt, you know, he looks a lot more clean cut and stuff like that. And Hubert as well, he looks darker but also more prim proper. I love the time skip designs in Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's so good, because it makes more sense for time skip, because now the characters, you know, they've done their studying, they're full adults, and I love Edelgard's face, like, oh shit, They're rather... Again, it's those moments like Edelgard getting embarrassed like that. It's hilarious. But it's just so, again, I just love the way they look. It really encapsulates all of them, but it also plays into how things have changed over time. Obviously, you know, Bernie, because of her, because she's, you know, thanks to your supports and thanks to everyone, she's able to come out of her shell and she's a lot more confident now. Obviously, Dorothy is now a lot more, because she's fighting in Thingamajig and you know, so on. She wants to, and in the Silver Snow you find out she helps out children, so she just looks more like a more elegant figure. Ferdinand is just being Ferdinand, being a prim, proper noble and dressing accordingly. Obviously, Petra's being more at home with her roots now that she's fighting, and so on. It's really, really great stuff. I love the touches, and the outfits look really cool. It's the same with Dimitri's one. He looks tattered and worn down. You know, because he is tattered and worn down. And, like, you know, like Marianne looks a bit more confident. It's really, really nice. Obviously, Mercedes, you know, she still has that nun thing going for her, but she, because of the short hair, maybe, because again, with Mercedes, it's more like the, she's starting to question things more. If you go into her ace supports, like, she's not, like, her faith in the goddess, it's still there, but obviously she's just less passive towards it. But yeah, there's a lot to get through again. You know what? You know what I give fucking praise to Black Eagles for compared to Blue Lions and Silver Snow? You don't have to do that fucking recruitment bit where there's thieves and you got to go for those narrow things at night. I do not like that map because it just limits. I know they all join, but it's so limiting. And again, it feels like we've gone back to like chapter 1 and 2 at this point. And it, you know, it's really, really, personally, I think it's really, really irritating. But, you know, Black Eagles don't have to deal with that. It's like, oh, fuck this. We're all back together anyway. I don't know what Golden Deer is going to be like. Hopefully, you don't have to recruit them. I could see Claude keeping them all together. Obviously, Dimitri kind of lost his shit, so naturally. Oh, yeah, so it's like, we're back. Let's start praying. But wait, I swear it's like Hubert and it's Alois and Linhardt. Yeah.
I may sound terrible, but you won't notice when everyone else sings too.
Good observation, Linhardt. When an entire choir is singing, unless you're god awful, usually they all just get merged together. Yeah, and it works for Linhardt because yeah, Faith. I didn't realize his Faith rank was so good. No one in the live stream has an A rank in Faith, and I wish they did. But, oh yeah, see, now also, yeah, the next 2 parts, I think, are going to be very support-focused. Because, you know, once you get to time skip, and again, I love this about Three Houses, some of the supports are based on time skip and how events have changed. And I think that's really, really good, because it also reflects on the character's journey, it reflects on who they are now, and it makes the support feel much more come full circle. Especially because, what do you call it? Because, you know, like, again, these supports, they started out years ago, but they continue up until now. The friendship is still there. And I like it. I like that Three Houses did limit the supports so that you could only unlock them once you get to time skip. It does give you incentive to, like, start supporting, because, again, I think with certain characters, if you don't do the C support, like, again, I got Lysithia, but I couldn't C support because it was post-time skip, so, you know, you got to do that first. But locking them away behind, and luckily it's only the A support. It's not just, you know,
your silly grin says otherwise.
It's not just like B. It's not like you can only achieve C and then you gotta wait. No, I like how the end of the supports is at the end of their journey. It's really, 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 really cool.
Sentimental, however.
And again, just seeing this other side of Edelgard, like, I just want to fucking chill out one day. I want to lie back, read manga, sip coke, and eat sherbets, damn it.
I might have lost perspective and become a harsh leader with a heart of...
Yeah, and even Edelgard reflects on herself.
I'm not alone.
Because she has friends. Because again, Edelgard does value her friends. Yeah, her ideals come first and foremost, but she doesn't take you people for granted. You're not just pawns to her. You matter, all of you. And again, her supports reflect that. Ferdinand matters, Bernadette matters, Dorothea matters, Petra matters, Hubert matters, they all matter. And again, what I love about Ace support, especially with like certain characters, Edelgard really tries to build a world that caters to them, especially with like Linhardt and so on. It's, again, Edelgard's a really interesting character because she does listen to people and she does keep their views and ideals in mind. She does try to cater to them. But then, another thing I like about Three Houses, especially from what I've seen so far, is that a lot of the reason these characters are so flawed is that they're essentially, they've been thrust into positions of power at such a young age. Again, like, you know, they weren't even full adults when the war took place. So it is really interesting, and I think that plays into why the story is so morally grey and why it's so dark, because they don't have a full grasp, all of them. Like, not just Edelgard, it's Claude, Dimitri, all of them. They don't have a full grasp on the situation and how to really handle things. which again, that makes sense to me. So yeah, by the way, I was able to promote Linhardt because he's A rank now, so now we have Bishop, which I think that doubles the amount of white magic he can use, which again, that's awesome. I think Warlock, Warlock is, you get double the amount of black magic, which is great too, but additional white magic is, you know, really, really good stuff. Yay, +1 defense. Oh yeah! So, okay, so that's the end of that part, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad the Let's Plays are back. Next time we meet will be, again, we've got to go through more supports because there's a lot to get through, a lot of it's A rank, but eventually we'll start tackling the chapters, and then after that, there won't be that many supports to cover because we've already covered them. But as for next time, we're just going to catch up with all the Black Eagles and see how they're doing. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. I apologize for the long delay. Hopefully, we can get through this as quickly as possible and just get to the next game. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. I will see you next time. Take care and have a wonderful day.